We have our reporters on the ground and in the studios over here in Delhi. Ankit Tyagi will be joining me from Delhi. We also have Rohit Singh from Varanasi and Rohini Swami from Bangalore, where Arvind Kejriwal was speaking today. And I want to first come across to you, Ankit, and help our viewers understand Arvind Kejriwal's tactics over here by announcing his candidacy from Varanasi.
Well, right from the time when elections were announced here, Arvind Kejriwal and the Aam Aadmi Party, they have been targeting Narendra Modi. The idea is very clear. They believe that the Congress is out of the race, and if the party has to do well, they will have to directly take on the man who the BJP thinks will take them through as far as the 2014 elections are concerned. There were people, those who always, in fact, in the Aam Aadmi Party, in at the Kanpur rally, the party said that Arvind Kejriwal should take on Narendra Modi. That was their request. What we understand is that it is now Arvind Kejriwal had made his mind that if Narendra Modi fights from anywhere outside Gujarat, he will take on the Chief Minister of Gujarat and BJP's Prime Ministerial candidate. Remember, this has been the same strategy that they had used in Delhi election, the same model. Take on the leader, take on the most highly rated leader from the opposition, and if that not only you are able to send a message across that you are the only credible opposition, also you get anybody who is against Narendra Modi, because they believe the Congress is not going to do well. They will have to come out and make sure that they stand as a credible opposition to all the anti-Modi votes and all the anti-Modi forces. So that is why Arvind Kejriwal wants to capitalize on it. They also want to make it a Modi versus Kejriwal battle, so that the focus and the message that goes across is that Arvind Kejriwal is the one who is directly taking on Narendra Modi, not the Congress party, not Rahul Gandhi. So like the Delhi elections, in the national elections also, the entire fight, the entire concentration would be on Narendra Modi versus Arvind Kejriwal in Varanasi, and the second battle, Kumar Vishwas versus Rahul Gandhi. If that somehow can happen, Aam Aadmi Party is in for a big ticket win.
It certainly looks like clever tactics at this point. There were a lot of comments from Arvind Kejriwal during that rally in Bangalore, where he announced his candidacy. Let's listen to that first, and then go across to some of the reactions that came in to his speech.
दोस्तों, पार्टी के अंदर मीटिंग हुई और पार्टी ने मुझे कहा कि आपको नरेंद्र मोदी जी के खिलाफ चुनाव लड़ना चाहिए। मैं जानता हूं कि ये बहुत बड़ी चुनौती है। मैं जानता हूं कि ये छोटी चुनौती नहीं है। हम यहाँ पे हार या जीत के लिए नहीं आए हैं। हम यहाँ पे संघर्ष करने के लिए आए हैं। मुझे ये चुनौती स्वीकार है।
जो नंबर 1 होता है, उसके साथ अगर आप कहीं भिड़ो तो अपने आप आपको प्रसिद्धि मिलती है। केजरीवाल ने यही रणनीति बनाई है कि भिड़ना है तो किसके साथ भिड़े। नरेंद्र मोदी के साथ भिड़ जाओ, गुजरात के साथ भिड़ जाओ, व्यवस्थाओं के साथ भिड़ जाओ, ताकि आप मीडिया में बने रहो, आप सुर्खियों में बने रहो।
तो अभी तक जितने भी बड़े बड़े वायदे, बड़े बंगेरी लाल के हसीन सपने दिखा रहे थे, तो अब ये सपनों के सौदागर जो है वो अब लोगों के बीच में सड़क पर मैदान पे आ गए हैं। कांग्रेस के मोहरे के रूप में वो काम कर रहे हैं, ये बात तो सही है, लेकिन वो मोहरे के रूप में जब पिटा हुआ मोहरा हो जाता है तो उसकी न तो क्रेडिबिलिटी रहती है और न विश्वसनीयता रहती है। इसलिए होली की उन्हें बहुत बहुत शुभकामना, लेकिन उनको ये भी है कि इतनी बदहवास ना हो कि उनके मानसिक संतुलन पर उसका असर पड़े।
I just want to introduce Sharad Pradhan, a senior journalist who's joining us right now. But before I come to you, Mr. Pradhan, I want to go across to Rohini Swami in Bangalore, who was at Arvind Kejriwal's rally. Rohini, what was the mood like among the people over there? Because Arvind was speaking mostly in Hindi. Was his message carried through as he was speaking to the people there?
Absolutely, because the people who had come, especially there were around 1,500 to 2,000, and they turned out to be largely Aam Aadmi Party volunteers and people who wanted to listen to Arvind Kejriwal. And yes, they responded very well to him for the fact that Arvind Kejriwal came out with a fiery speech and also spoke about multiple things. One is the regular thing that we usually hear from Kejriwal, which is attack Modi, attack Congress, attack largely the BJP, especially in Karnataka. But at the same time, he tried to reach out to people. Now, what will be interesting to see is how many people who actually attended this public meeting will actually cast their vote for the Aam Aadmi Party. We have been tracking Arvind Kejriwal's 2-day visit in Karnataka all through his roadshows. I have been right through from Bangalore to Chikbalapur, where he went, which is the constituency of Mr. Veerappa Moily, the Union Minister, Congress Minister. And there too, he tried to reach out to people. Yes, there is a little bit of an issue where he speaks largely in Hindi, but at the same time, he tries to say that he is trying to give clean governance to people and they should vote for a party with a difference which the BJP, the Congress or other parties are not being able to give. The other point that Arvind Kejriwal is trying to make at this point of time is that he says that he wants to take on Narendra Modi head on, but he very clearly, like most people, expected him to come out and outrightly announcing he's going to fight against Narendra Modi. He did not say so. He said he will go to Varanasi, ask the people of Varanasi, ask the people of the country. If they allow him and they give him a ticket, the people give him a ticket to fight from Varanasi, he's ready to take him head on. So it'll be interesting to see Narendra Modi and Arvind Kejriwal. Literally, it'll be a battle of wits of sorts.
It certainly seems interesting from a political observer's perspective, and I want to bring that point to Mr. Sharad Pradhan. What do you make of Arvind Kejriwal going up against Narendra Modi from Varanasi?
Well, taking Modi head on for anyone like Kejriwal, it sends a loud message, all right, but the ground reality will be not the same as it happened in Delhi. To expect that it would be a wonder. Because Delhi, Arvind Kejriwal had worked, and then Delhi he was contesting against an incumbent who had been there for 3 terms, Sheila Dikshit, who had a lot of discredits behind her, the government, the scams because of the CWG games and other scams. So there was enough reason, there were a lot of expectations of the Delhi electorate which were not fulfilled by the government. But here, coming to Varanasi, where of course Aam Aadmi Party has a certain amount of following in Uttar Pradesh, particularly in the bigger cities, and there is he continues to enjoy credibility with the people, with a lot of people, with a lot of young people, enlightened people. But that is not a winning. That is not being on a winning wicket. So I mean, I fail to understand why Arvind Kejriwal should be making such sweeping statements. He should concentrate on on his constituency, because after all somebody like him needs to win, somebody like him needs to be in the parliament, and if you are just there, fine, he'll get a lot of publicity, everything, but I don't think he's the type who runs after publicity. So there is somebody like him who's needed in the parliament, should not be going in for a play where he knows that it's not an easy task.
All right.
After all, democracy is also about winning.
Sure.
I don't agree with this, his logic.
Yeah.
That I'll just contest against.
I know someone who's just joined us in the studios who will contest you when you say that Arvind Kejriwal is not about publicity. Sambit Patra will be coming on air in just a minute from the BJP. But before that, I understand Rohit Singh is in Varanasi and he has locals with him. Rohit, what did the locals of Varanasi, the voters from there, make of this contest that will happen in a few weeks from now?
Well, Pierre, ever since this news has trickled into Varanasi that Arvind Kejriwal could fight against Narendra Modi, obviously questions are being raised over his intentions, whether he's really serious in taking on Narendra Modi, or is it just like a publicity stunt, public posturing and trying to confuse the voters of Varanasi. And I have a few people with me. Let's take the reactions also. आपको क्या लगता है, अरविंद केजरीवाल ने जो एक तरीके से अनाउंस कर दिया कि नरेंद्र मोदी के खिलाफ लड़ेंगे, ये क्या है, कंफ्यूज करने की कोशिश की जा रही है, क्या रियल है?
एक सबसे बड़ी बात है कि काशी एक ऐसी संस्कृति और एक ऐसी नगरी है जो अति प्राचीन है, लेकिन इस प्राचीनतम को पहले जानने के लिए आप कंप्लीटली 50 दिन आप सरकार को नहीं चला पाए। केजरीवाल जी, आप आगे क्या कर पाएंगे? ये ऐसा बनारस का आनंद वन है, इसके बारे में पहले उनको कई पीढ़ी तक समझना पड़ेगा काशी में आने के लिए।
विश्वास किया जा सकता है क्रेडिबिलिटी पे अरविंद केजरीवाल के?
उनके बातों से तो ऐसा नहीं लगता कि उनके किसी भी काम में दम हो या उनके ऐसे कार्य में कोई ऐसी रुझान हो जिसके उनको बहुत अभी सीखने की ज़रूरत है। और इस संस्कृति और धरोहर के लिए तो यहाँ काशी में जहां हर कण में शिव बसे हुए हैं, तो शायद हमारे एक कण को भी वो नहीं पा पाएंगे।
टेक वन मोर रिएक्शन, आप बताइए क्या लगता है अरविंद केजरीवाल जो चुनौती दे रहे हैं नरेंद्र मोदी को, क्या ये सिर्फ कंफ्यूज करने की कोशिश है या वाकई में थ्रेट है?
निश्चित तौर पे अरविंद केजरीवाल जो है पूरी बनारस के जनता को कंफ्यूज करने आ रहे हैं। यदि उनको जनता ने मैंडेट दिया तो उनको निश्चित तौर पे चुनौतियों से भागना नहीं चाहिए। जनता ने अगर उनको चुना है सड़क से सदन के अंदर बात पहुंचाने के लिए, तो उनको जनता का जो समस्या था उनको मजबूती के साथ सदन पे रखना चाहिए था। उस पटल पे रख के कानून बनाते, जनता को सुविधा दिलाते, तो हम जानते हैं कि हाँ केजरीवाल इज राइट पर्सन।
आप बताइए आपको क्या लगता है, केजरीवाल फाइट दे सकते हैं नरेंद्र मोदी को यहाँ?
उतना तो नहीं दे पाएंगे, पर मुझे लगता है कि कुछ तो वो काटेंगे वोट निश्चित रूप से, थोड़ा बहुत तो
इंटरेस्टिंग हो सकता है।
हाँ, इंटरेस्टिंग। ये 2014 का चुनाव जो है रोचक होने वाला है और वाराणसी इसका सबसे केंद्र रहेगा इस चुनाव का।
Well, Pia, we are getting reaction that it could be the most interesting elections and Varanasi could witness one of the most interesting elections. In fact, people here telling that Kejriwal does not belong to this place. He ran away from governance. He just was governing for just 49 days, so he cannot be trusted. But there are also people who say that this could be an interesting fight. In fact, Kejriwal could give a possible fight to Narendra Modi.
Rohit Singh, thank you very much for the ground view from Varanasi over there. And I want to bring that comment there to Sambit Patra in our studios from the BJP. Sambit, we have that last guest over there with Rohit Singh. It will be very interesting. He may not win, but he's certainly going to cut Narendra Modi's votes.
Look, it's a non-event, and I believe Arvind Kejriwal wanting to contest from any seat in India is a welcome thing. It's a democratic country after all. And it's not even to such an extent that I believe BJP need not react or comment on whether Mr. Kejriwal wants to contest from Varanasi or from any other seat in this country. But secondly, we also have to realize, and I categorically state, that this non-event has become a fodder of sorts for the media also, because media somehow wants to rant in the name of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, and when a big name like Mr. Modi gets associated with it, naturally it becomes a fodder of sorts for the media. But rest assured, no amount of aggression would be shown by any one of us, because BJP is concerned only with country's governance, and it's a very serious issue. 2014, the dwindling prospects of India's prosperity, the world economy that India is seeing, in fact, really needs to be improved. And for God's sake, let's not have this drama game. Enough of it.
I want to come back to you on one more point, Sambit, which is something that Kejriwal made at the very end of his speech, saying that we've heard reports that Narendra Modi will be contesting from 2 seats, and that if he does that, if he goes to a seat from Gujarat as well, that would be him trying to get at least one safe seat because he's scared of losing one of them.
See, rather than thinking as to from where and how Mr. Narendra Modi would be contesting, I would advise Mr. Kejriwal to clean up his own house. The mess within his own house is increasing day by day, and he should use the broom to set aside some people who are of dubious nature within his own political party. He should think about how he could have best ruled and looked after Delhi, rather than knowing and thinking about what BJP should do.
All right, I want to put that point to Raghav Chadda from the Aam Aadmi Party, who's just joined us as well. Raghav, welcome to the show. Sambit Patra is saying, forget about what Narendra Modi is doing. That's the BJP's concern. Aam Aadmi Party has its own skeletons in its closet. It has its own problems to fix. Why don't you do that?
What problems is he talking about?
I'll ask Sambit to mention some of them to you. Sambit?
No, he did not mention. There is a big Somnath Bharti in your house, and we have a Prashant Bhushan who has n number of corruption cases against him. We have a Anjani Damania who you are making a hero of
Not
sorts.
even one
and
corruption
then
case.
we have n number of tweets.
Well, allow me to
in fact,
answer.
n number of tweets going into air between Sazia Ilmi, Kumar Vishwas, Arvind Kejriwal replying to them, relations being revealed. That's what Arvind Kejriwal says. So I believe the own house needs to be clean. Don't think about governance. Governance is our forte, is our cup of tea. We'll look after it.
Fair enough. Sambit, let Raghav respond. Raghav.
How conveniently the BJP spokesperson ignores the tweets of Mrs. Sushma Swaraj and talks about tweets of Shazia ji and Kumar ji, which have no relation as regards to the infighting that he has been mentioning. Well, as far as corruption is concerned, it's a very serious issue, and I would request the BJP spokespersons to first look at the likes of Yedurappa and Sri Ramalu in their party and offering them tickets, rather than pointing fingers at Prashant ji and Somnath ji, who have no case against them. Nobody has been convicted, nobody has been charge sheeted, and the likes of Babubhai Bukaria, Purushottam Solanki, Dinubhai Solanki, who are in the cabinet of Mr. Mr. Modi, who have been charge sheeted and still hold the ministerial berth. I mean, it is absolutely shocking and bizarre that that you are representing a party which has such tolerance for the level of corruption, and you come back to us and talk about corruption and criminality. Number two, what Mr. Kejriwal has announced today is essentially a contest between a person who has an authoritarian approach, who is a symbol of crony capitalism and caste community politics, and a person who actually is a true representative of the common man, who stands for bringing about a change in the governance system, a systematic change in the governance system of the country, and actually stands for empowering the last person, the least advantaged section of the society. And I think it is extremely healthy for democracy. And as what the Aam Aadmi Party's policy is essentially of the unconventional politics that we stand for is essentially making sure that the strong candidate is fielding against a person who aspires to become the Prime Minister of the country. This is precisely what we have done by fielding Mr. Kumar Vishwas against Rahul Gandhi ji, and this is precisely what we are doing now.
I will redirect
I think it is a healthy...
I'm going to redirect Raghav's question to Sambit with another comment that Arvind Kejriwal made. And Raghav was talking about crony capitalism. Arvind Kejriwal specifically mentioned Gujarat's energy minister, I think it was, who he says is a relation, according to him, of Mukesh Ambani. He says that this is a classic example of crony capitalism in Gujarat.
I'm unaware of any minister in Gujarat who is a relation to any big top industrialist in this country, but I'm aware of one Mr. Saurabh Patel in Gujarat, in the ministry of Mr. Narendra Modi, who is the energy minister, and who wrote a letter to to the UPA government saying that the gas price rise would not be taken fairly by us, and that is going to devastate Gujarat's energy sector. So the kind of allegation that the Aam Aadmi Party has been trying to throw on other political parties, saying that the Bharatiya Janata Party had not taken up the gas price rise, I believe is a bunken top. But some important issue that I wanted to bring in over here was the way the Aam Aadmi Party has been hitting at Mr. Yadurappa. Let me just read out 3 lines from the judgment. It is not Mr. Sambit Patra's statement, nor is it BJP's statement. It is page 54, and the judges of Karnataka High Court have to say that we view that Yadurappa was condemned unheard. This is a flagrant violation of the principle of natural justice. Mining leases to the cited companies were granted in September 2007 when B.S. Yadurappa was not a CM. So I believe
what about Manish Ramalu and Sushma Swaraj?
The most important issue is we have an important democratic system inside a political party. We can discuss about the candidature of any politicians within our party, but the most important point is, I've made it very clear and categorically I'm making it again, that right now who contests from where is immaterial. Whether the governance in 2014 is going to be improved or not is a matter of concern. And BJP is the only serious party which is thinking about it.
We're running out of time, and Ankit wants to make a point.
I have a quick question to the BJP representative and also to Sharad Pradhan, because he knows UP politics better than most of us. The Samajwadi Party, as soon as this announcement was made of Arvind Kejriwal, he said that he will be fighting against Narendra Modi. They said that they can think of supporting Arvind Kejriwal's candidature. That will be very interesting. It will make things in Varanasi very interesting. What is your reaction to that, Sambit Patra, and also how will that affect the contest in Varanasi to Mr. Sharad Pradhan?
See, 2 points. First and foremost, I always call this as the employee and the employer's relationship. Remember, a few days ago, Mr. Akhilesh Yadav had said that if the Congress faces any trouble, we will be the first one to support them in UP, and we would not field candidates against Mr. Sonia Gandhi and others. And similarly, they are saying that they would in fact support Arvind Kejriwal to see to it that Mr. Modi is brought down. This is typically an employer-employer relationship in the sense that I see Mr. Arvind Kejriwal as an employee of the Rahul Gandhi.
All right. So, Sharad Pradhan, if you could respond to that, because it does hurt the BJP, doesn't it?
If Akhilesh Yadav, what he has said, and Akhilesh, along with Congress and BSP, all three, I've been hearing these rumors of late this evening, that there may be a possibility that both Samajwadi Party, BSP as well as Congress decide not to field anyone and let Arvind Kejriwal take on Modi. In that case, it would be certainly a very tight. It may become a tightrope walk for Modi, and may not be an easy contest because all the anti-Modi forces would join together to support Kejriwal. That, of course, it's a very, very remote possibility. I don't know if Akhilesh is saying that there may be, because Samajwadi Party itself would not have, they probably don't have a very strong candidate to put up against Modi.
This time, remember.
All right, so Samit, I want to give that final point to Raghav Chadha, because as Samit Patra was claiming over there, all the evil forces coming together to fight truth. Raghav Chadha, your response to that?
Well, all I can say is that, you know, the answer to Mr. Narendra Modi about all these forces coming together, I think the right answer to Mr. Narendra Modi is bringing about an alternative which stands for more humane practices, which stands for respect for all religions and diversity of the country, which actually talks about inclusive development and respects the democracy of this country. Now, if you look at the model of Gujarat and the governance model that Dr. Patra was talking about, it is deeply flawed. It is fake, and all these loopholes, the black holes of the Gujarat model needs to be highlighted.
All right.
If you, whether it's the GDP, whether it's the kind of debt, whether it's the healthcare system, whether it's the education sector, everything is in Gujarat is almost on the verge of collapsing.
Chadha, we're out of time. I'm afraid I have to interrupt you.
The BJP spokesperson is talking about the governance model.
I'm really sorry, we are out of time, and you know, this was really about the candidates coming together from Varanasi. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of this happening on the campaign trail in Varanasi, the accusations back and forth. Thank you to all our guests this evening, and thank you to all of Headlines Today's reporters as well for joining us.